Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the November 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Gemini. Welcome, fellow Geminis. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go ahead and get into it. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for November. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message for our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you, Gem. But let's go ahead and get started. So again, back to column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So we have a summary affirmation card here of influence. I don't feel like I've seen this card in so long, but I really like this card. So this is a card of a reminder of a couple things. We want to, well, first off, there are more things I think that we have influence over than people realize sometimes. But then also to focus on the things that we do have influence over. You know, there are things out of our circle of control, and we just have to accept them for what they are. So focusing on the things that we can influence. But I think you had a pretty significant influence these last few weeks, Gemini, just kind of gut feel here. But let's see what messages we've got going on. First up, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a card of putting in the hard work. It's very much nose to the grindstone. The one thing I love about the Knight of Pentacles is once you put in the hard work, you reap the benefits of that hard work. So again, I think you've had a lot of influence. You've put in a lot of hard work these last few weeks or months. So that should be paying off for you, Gemini, if it has not already. The next card that we have is the Hierophant. It's very traditional, very conventional. It's also a card of expectations, though. And Gemini, I think, again, you put in the hard work. I think you've exceeded expectations. So I really think your influence has been strong, and I think you're going to really reap the benefits because you've done such good work the last few weeks. The next card that we have is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a card of giving or receiving. Again, you are going to be reaping the benefits of that hard work. So if you haven't already, I definitely think you're going to be on the receiving end of some of these efforts that you've done these last few weeks. So if nobody's told you you've done a good job lately here, Gemini, let me be the one to tell you. Taking a look at our clarifiers, first up we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a card of really communicating, very collaborating. I don't know, I'm just throwing out an example. Like maybe you saw an issue with something and you raised that issue, and that was really meaningful. It really stuck with those people. So that really like got you brownie points or got you put on kind of somebody's radar in a really positive way. Again, it was something you had influence over. It was something in your control. It was something that you were able to run with. And I think it was really well received. The next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card of desire for long-term security. This is where you want to go, who you want to be, Gemini. The work that you've put in recently, exceeding those expectations, is going to help scoot you closer to it as well. I also think that you are in the position where you can really influence and move yourself closer to these long-term desires, which is a good position to be in. At the bottom here, we have the Five of Pentacles. I don't know that I like the word worry, but for the sake of the meaning of the card here, there's almost like some worry if you've been making the right moves, if your hard work has been noticed. So again, I just want to echo it is. I think it was seen by the right people. It was brought to the right people's attention. But again, worry isn't maybe the right word, but it's like you were maybe feeling not seen, not heard, questioning if you had done the right things. But it appears that you did, Gemini. Taking a look now at our next column, we are going to talk about anything coming for November. So we have our summary affirmation card here of formation. Things are forming. Things are happening on the back end that you're not even seeing, that you're not even feeling, that you're not aware of. But it's like something is building in the background. The universe is working divinely on your side here in the background. I just think things are coming together. That's the story here. Things are coming together. Let's take a look at our cards though here. First up we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is one of those very confident cards. We have to be confident that things are forming in our favor. So with the Queen of Wands here, this is going to be a card of self-assured, being very confident, being very capable. Just kind of trust yourself, feel yourself, allow yourself to navigate the situation. What I'm hearing most though, Gemini, sorry, I was kind of having a hard time putting words behind this. It's almost like just keep going forward is what I'm hearing at this point. And don't worry so much about the things forming and the things coming together. Again, it's happening in the background for you, but you just need to keep driving forward is what I'm hearing, Gemini. The next card that I have is the Empress. The Empress is a card of creation. It's a card of abundance. Again, things are forming, things are creating in the background to build us this ideal situation that we want. So you just need to keep moving forward and trust that the pieces are coming together in the background. At the bottom here, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands can be a card of being stressed, exhausted, having too many burdens. I'm going to give a couple different examples here. So do just be careful of like the things that you say yes to. I think we're going into the end of the year. People could be out of office. So I see like maybe you're volunteering for more work. Just make sure you don't overcommit yourself that way. This is such a silly example too, Gemini, but with the holiday coming up, I could see some of you like making every single dish for a meal like from scratch and then getting like really overwhelmed and overburdened for something like that. So just be careful what we commit to. Remember, nothing is that serious. Nothing has to be perfect. So just be cautious. Don't let yourself get too caught up. I think the potential for you to get overwhelmed and overburdened is here. So this is just more of awareness at the bottom here. Let's take a look at our clarifiers. First up, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant's very traditional, very conventional. Again, you just need to keep moving forward here, Gemini. Just keep driving forward. Know that things are coming together in the background, that things are working out exactly the way they should for you. But you just have to keep doing the same old, same old. Just keep pushing forward here. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. If you look at this card, both the horse and rider are moving very quickly here. Things are happening quick on the back end. Again, this formation, this creation, this abundance, the pieces are coming together quickly on the backside for you. So you may not see it or feel it yet, but just based on how quick it's moving, I think it will come to fruition for you. But this month, we just need to keep pushing forward and don't let yourself get overburdened. Here at the bottom, we have the Chariot. This is a card of action and change and about being on a journey. So continue that journey forward. Drive forward, Gemini. That's the message here. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So we have a quick affirmation card for this column. I am a money magnet. So in this card, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money. The first card we have here is the Page of Wands. This is the card of action. This is the doer card. I do think there's a new project that's coming on. Again, be careful about overcommitting because that was a big message from our previous column. But I do see you taking action. I see you getting things done. And I see you taking on a new project here, Gemini. We're going to clarify that a little bit further. The next card that we have is the Magician. The Magician's a very inspired action card. So it's like you're doing things with a purpose. You're doing things with a reason, which is always good to see. But this is like turning visions into reality. So whatever you're wanting from career, whatever you're wanting from finance, your financial situation, this project that you're about to kick off, whatever this thing is that you're about to do is going to have a really good impact here. At the bottom, we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles has so many different meanings. One of these meanings is isolating. I do see you pulling back a little bit, but in some cases, Gemini, I think like somebody could be out of the office, so maybe you're doing more work or you're alone because somebody is out on leave or out on vacation. So I feel like there's a little bit of isolation, isolation being a little bit of a sharp word. I also do feel like there's a little bit of financial worry for some of you, Gemini, here, which we're going to clarify. I'm trying to figure out what's driving this. Maybe this is just kind of end of season, lots of money typically going out at the end of the year. But it does seem like there's a little bit of financial worry, so I'm going to try and pinpoint what that is for some of you. taking a look at our clarifiers, first up we have the Ten of Wands. Of course this is going to come up again. We were just talking about the Ten of Wands, not overcommitting, not overburdening ourselves. So there is some sort of new project coming on. Just be making sure that we do not get stressed, we do not get overwhelmed, that it's more than we can handle. So just be thoughtful and cautious of the things that we say yes to. The next card that we have is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card, this is like circle of support. So it's interesting. I think some of you could perhaps be taking on this new project with somebody else, but then it's like they don't end up being there with that isolation card at the bottom. So maybe you think you're taking on a new project with somebody else and it doesn't shape up that way. Regardless, this is really successful with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration, a card of success. So I think whatever this new undertaking is, you're going to be really successful in. My only advice here would just be not to overcommit, especially just knowing that I think it looks like you're going to have a partner, but then you don't actually have that support, Gemini. That kind of isolation coming in there. At the bottom here, we have the Sun card. The Sun card is a card of success, happiness, joy. I think you're going to land well in this, assuming that we don't overcommit. And I think, again, regardless of this kind of isolation or this kind of worry that we're feeling here, success is trumping it. So you are going to come out of this just fine. So even if you do end up on a project with a partner and that partner it does not help, you're going to be in a good spot, or they get reassigned something else, whatever it may be. No doubt that this is still successful. So some two nice success cards following this. So generally speaking, some successes coming for the month of November in terms of career and finances as well, Gemini. Looking now at our next column, we're going to talk about anything related to love. So a quick love message for you. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage. Let's see what we've got going on here. So first up, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. This is a very intuitive card. You could be getting like signs from a loved one, Gemini, that's passed away. But you're getting very good spiritually, very good intuitively. So as you see, feel, hear things, don't really question yourself. You know what those messages are that you're getting. Trust that gut, trust your heart here. I like this. I feel like you're well connected. So that's good to see. The next card that we have is the Chariot. Somebody once described the Chariot to me as the vroom vroom card. It means there's action, there's change, we're on a journey. Things seem to be shifting, seem to be moving here. There could be some unknown, unexpected things that pop up with the High Priestess too. Sometimes that's like secrets, mystery. That could be like things that are unknown. So potentially some interesting things popping up, but it's all kind of part of the journey. The cool thing about the Chariot is you don't always know where you're going with the Chariot, but you can trust that it's taking you to the right place. So you don't always need to know the next step. You just need to know that you're moving forward here. So there could be some curveballs, some interesting things coming this month, Gemini, but just kind of roll with it. Trust that the Chariot's taking you there. At the bottom, we have the Three of Cups. This is very much so a family friend card. I love that. Get out and spend as much time with family and friends as you can in November. This is like a celebration card. Again, getting out there and enjoying. Let's take a look at our clarifiers now. First up, we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a card of being very solid, practical, wise. Again, I feel like you're getting messages, you're seeing messages, you're hearing what you need to. Your intuition and gut is very strong. So you can rely on your gut. You can rely on your intuition here, Gemini, because it's serving you well. It is very practical. It's wise. It's giving you good advice. You're understanding the messages correctly. The next card that we have is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of just enjoying the process. So again, some things may pop up, some unknowns, some interesting things. Just kind of enjoy them as they come up. You might even get like a last minute invite to something, Gemini, this month. I would go for it. Just enjoy the journey, enjoy the venture with the Chariot here. And just kind of see how things shape up for it. But the Eight of Pentacles is an enjoyment card, so try and keep enjoyment top of mind there. At the bottom here, we have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is going to be a card that's really favorable for you. So again, if you have that last minute invite, I think it'll bring you a lot of joy. I encourage you to go for it. Spend that time with the friends and family. It'll be really joyous, but again, in your favor with Judgment there. Now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. This is something to carry into the month of November. We have the card Perspective. This is a pretty literal card, Gemini. So this is gaining new perspective, gaining new information on something. So let's take a look and see what messages we have here. The first card that we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a card of kind of nurturing ourselves, healing ourselves. It's very supportive, very tolerant, very empathetic. I'm hearing that we are bettering ourselves. Maybe we're bettering ourselves through new information here, Gemini, but it seems to be bettering ourselves, taking care of ourselves. The next card that we have is the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is a card, my favorite card in the entire tarot deck. I don't know if you've heard me say that before, but this has a nice happy couple here, kids playing, the grass is green, the water is running, there's a house in the background. We have a nice full rainbow with the Ten of Cups. This is just a card of peace, contentment, happiness, total love, support. Yeah, we'll see what our clarifier is here, but I just feel like we're in a good spot all in all. At the bottom here, we have the Star card. The Star card's a card of renewal, hope, inner clarity. It's interesting. So we have some clarity and renewal happening here. We have some healing and peace happening here, potentially some success with the trophy, and just in a really content, happy, joyous place. So I don't know that there is a message here other than just how good things are looking here, Gemini. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Queen of Wands. This is very confident, very self-assured. This is again the doing for you. So the healing, the taking care of, the nurturing, the supporting yourself. Just keeping yourself in that good spot. We have the King of Swords next, which is very strategic, very intentional. This is a card of planning, making sure we're on the right path, we have the right focus. Things are just so good, and I hope we can stay on this path forever here, Gemini. With the Ten of Cups, again, that's the ideal, that's the perfect situation, and I feel like we're maintaining that going forward with the King of Swords, which is so great to see. So continue to do this healing, continue to do this support, continue to take care of yourself in the way that you are. Continue to keep renewing the energy that we're seeing with the Star card. And then at the bottom here, we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is like a card of making a plan. So potentially we need to be doing some things like Gemini again. How do we sustain this? So how do we keep taking care of ourselves, keep ourselves on this very happy, content path here? So take those actions where you can continue to keep renewing that energy month after month. Okay, now at this time I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video here and think of them. But question number 1, we have the 10 of Diamonds. This is number 8 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the Jack of Spades. This is number 52 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the Queen of Diamonds. That's going to be a yes as well. So no, yes, yes there for you, Gemini. We're going to pull a crystal from our Healing Stones deck. This month your crystal is Lapis, which is good for truthfulness, presence. It really helps with dignity as well. Very pretty crystal. And last but not least, a healing note for you, Gemini. Your healing note says, healing may not be so much about getting better as it is about letting go of all the expectations, the beliefs, and becoming who you are. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation, Gemini. But I hope you have a fabulous rest of your November.